words of my mouth and the meditations of all our hearts be ever pleasing in your sight, O God, our strength and our Redeemer. Amen. Amen. So I don't know if any of you said this saying when you were a kid, when you're trying to make a promise to someone, and you wanted to make sure that you were going to keep that promise. There was that rhyme: cross my heart, hope to die, stick a needle in my eye. It's rather macabre, isn't it? I mean, it's kind of dark. The whole idea, if I break this promise, I guess I hope I die. I don't know why we're sticking needles in eyes. But I remember making this promise more than once to friends, to family, saying I was going to live through on this. I was going to do this. But thank goodness a lawyer wasn't present, and it was not legally binding, because there were plenty of times that I did not come through on my promise. But that saying, cross my heart, hope to die, stick a needle in my eye, can help us understand what's going on in the first reading for today. In the Old Testament, we also hear something a little gruesome. It starts with Abram. He's not Abraham yet. He's still Abram. He is not yet the father of the nations. He has not yet received his child and all the blessings that God has promised him. And Abram gets a message from God, and God says, Abram, I will bless you. And Abram goes, really? Because I haven't seen it yet. In fact, a slave is going to be my heir. Yet you keep saying I'm going to get something. Well, where is it, God? And God, and I think a little passive-aggressively, says, I will remind you that I gave you this land. Remember that. And also come outside and I'll show you what you will get. And God tells Abram to gather up a heifer, a goat, a ram, I think, some turtle doves, a pigeon, a veritable zoo of animals. And Abram is to sacrifice them to God. These are all animals that are used in sacrifice. But this is not a burnt offering like we're used to. Abram is instructed to cut the animals in half, except for the birds. Apparently they're too small. And he lays them out kind of like a runway. So you can imagine like half a carcass on each side of the aisle here going down. I know, this is a little gruesome, but we got to get through it. This was done as a practice in those days to seal a promise. Because you would cut the animals in half, lay them down, and if someone was really serious about a promise, they would walk between those animals, down that runway, between the carcasses, as a sign to say, let this happen to me, should I not fulfill my promise. Let me be rent asunder, let me be broken in half, should I not fulfill what we're committing to this day. Then Abram falls asleep, but when Abram wakes up, Abram sees God represented as a smoking fire pot and a torch passing between these sets of animals. God is making another level of commitment to Abram here. God is upping the ante, if you will. God is saying, let me be rent asunder, should I not deliver on this promise to you, Abram. It will come. I'm committed to you. I'm going to hold you. I'm going to be with you. And I'm doing this as a sign to show you that. God is crossing his heart and hoping to die. That kind of brings us into our second reading for today. From Philippians. Paul is writing a letter to the church at Philippi, and he's talking about the enemies of Christ. He says their God is in their belly. They stand in the way of the cross. And I began to think, well, what is an enemy of Christ? How could one be an enemy of Christ? Because Christ is God. Christ is that one that's committed to us. Christ is that God that passed between the animals. So how could you be an enemy of Christ? And more often than not, what we've seen in some of the gospel stories these past few days, an enemy of Christ is someone who does get in the way of the cross, who sets their minds on earthly things, whose God is in their bellies. Think about Peter saying, Christ, surely you don't need to suffer this way. And Christ saying, get behind me, Satan, you are setting your mind on earthly things. When they're up on the mountaintop and they say, let us build a dwelling here for you. And Christ says, no, we must go back down into the world. We cannot stay here. Whenever the Pharisees approach Jesus today and say, you're going to suffer and die, and Herod is coming for you. And they're testing him to see if Jesus will run away, but Jesus leans into the pain. And Jesus says, no, I will suffer and I will die in Jerusalem. You're setting your mind on earthly things. An enemy of Christ is someone who gets in the way of Christ's mission, who gets in the way of the cross, who sets their mind on the stuff of this world instead of the mission that is to come. And unfortunately, we can fall into that too. And that's a difficult message to hear. That's tough, because we live in this world. But when we get sick, when we struggle, when we're hungry, we want to say, Jesus, why are you up on that cross? Why aren't you here helping me? What are you doing over there? I'm in pain over here. I need you more right now. Our God is in our belly. But the thing is, the work Christ is doing on that cross, what drove Christ to that cross, is exactly what we are experiencing. Because Christ came down to earth to experience the pain of this world. He experienced hunger in the temptation. He experienced death of friends. He experienced struggle and hurt and pain. And he went to the cross as a way to reconcile all that. To remind us that there will be a new life where none of that is happening or possible. And the work Christ is doing on that cross is vital to the pain we experience now. And we know that Christ is with us in that pain. We know that Christ is with us in our struggle because Christ has experienced that same struggle. Christ has experienced that same pain. Christ has walked the path and crossed his heart and hoped to die and did die, in order that he might secure eternal life for us. We must understand that God is with us always, but that doesn't mean God's going to heal every problem we have. That Christ is doing the vital work of the cross every day through each and every one of us. That we do not ask Christ to get off the cross, but understand that Christ's work on the cross is central to the mission of God in this world. And it's another level of commitment. Just like God passing between the carcasses, it's another level of saying, I am here. And I am with you. Always. So as we journey in Lent now, as we continue to walk towards that cross with Christ, think about what it means in your life. Think about how the cross has worked. Let's try and live out that mission.